This conference will now be recorded.
So welcome to SAP UK payroll session. So today we'll be covering the basic part of your UK payroll, the generic payroll processes and all. So in today's session, we'll be focusing more on the introduction and expectation setting, as I was mentioning, and a couple of things like the payroll processes and all, like what are the different, how to run payroll, how to posting the finance, what are the different master data options available. But anyway, if you're already aware of certain things, we will quickly wrap up and we will focus on the area which you are more inclined. Okay.
Okay.
So, before we start, just let me ask some quick question. So
Yeah.
when I say payroll processes, so what comes to your mind, Saleja? Like your name is Saleja, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what comes to your mind, like whenever I'm saying a payroll process, what comes
Mm.
first of your mind? You can it doesn't require any proper definition, but do you understand what are the different? What can be a typical payroll process? What do you think actually?
Based on the time we have worked, or the based on the work schedule we have maintained, the payroll, how it should be calculated, what the salary should be for that employee, what the allowances should be calculated like this.
Mhm. Okay, that is one part, and also that is actually we have mentioned the key task basically. So whatever you mentioned, those are not
Mm.
exactly the process. Rather, I will say the key tasks available. Suppose somebody asks what is a typical payroll process looks like. That is not exactly the answer which I was looking for, but the answer will be like this. So I have taken a snapshot of a typical payroll process. Okay. So a typical payroll process involves mostly these four major process we can say, sub process we can say. That is, first
Mm.
one is your pre-payroll activities. So before we start off a payroll, we do have some pre-payroll activities, whether it can be your master data maintenance. What are the different master data maintenance for a payroll? Okay, that we have to
Mm.
understand, like the bank details of an employee, the tax details of an employee, or it can be if he is a new hire. Okay, so whether all the data, whatever required for payroll, basically the info types, whether those are maintained or not. So yes, you are already worked on OMDA and your employee center a little bit. So those are not that much difficult. Those are actually day-to-day job of payroll administrator or HR administrator. They have to complete this pre-payroll activities. Basically, all the data maintenance. Okay, that data maintenance activities you have to ensure. Then second piece, you will be seeing the run payroll. That is where exactly you run the payroll once your data is maintained. Okay.
Mm.
So run payroll, it can be depending upon your organization, but mostly in Indian organization they have monthly payroll. But when it comes to
Yeah.
UK payroll, they also have similar monthly. In some cases, some of the organization they may choose to bi-weekly or to every 2 week they can pay. Okay, but mostly they're
Mm.
also like they have monthly payroll run. Okay, so when I say run payroll, they will be having a simulation run. Once simulation run is done, then they will be verifying all the payroll results, if everything is correct or not. Is there any discrepancies found in the simulation? Then they will be correcting. So the payroll administrator will be following up with the HR administrator. He will be filling up, means he'll be maintaining all this data correct. Then they will be proceeding for the post payroll. Okay, so once
Okay.
they are on the live payroll, then posting of the payroll. So what do you mean by posting of a payroll? So basically, whenever you are paying something from whether it is UK payroll or any other payroll, so
Mm.
generally there is an integration between your HR system to the finance system, okay, or accounting
Okay.
system, you can say. Okay, so there are two systems because payroll is a part of your SAP HR system. Okay,
Mm.
similarly we have something called accounting or finance system. Okay, so what is the common between these two? Cost center. Cost center actually maintained by FICO finance system, even your company code. Okay, so you must be aware
Yeah.
of what is the company code, all those things I'm not going to explain. So those custom company code, all these are maintained in the finance system. So what
Mm.
happens? Whenever you are posting something, okay, after once your run live payroll is done, and we post the payroll. So that actually those wage types, so whatever the wage types you are configured in your payroll, okay, so those amount will be posted against your that finance system. Finance means that is a FICO system, SAP FICO system or accounting system, you can say, that gets posted. And your FICO consultant or your finance administrator, SAP finance administrator, they can go and they can see the document. Okay, so it is again that is posted as a document, and they will be verifying whether all the credit and debit happened against each and every cost center, because the employee will be aligned to a particular cost center department wise. So against those total, all total credit, all total debit happen correctly or not. Okay, so those things actually you have to see in the payroll posting part. Okay, so that is the third process of your payroll. Okay, and fourth one is the periodical activities. So periodical activity, what is the periodical activities? So like for every month or every quarter or every year end, there will be certain year end activities or quarterly activities to different statutory requirement. Okay, so I'll be giving you one example of Indian payroll so that you can relate to it. For an Indian payroll, we have a cycle of April to March. Okay, this is our financial year. So in what
Mm,
happens in that case? So every year we undergo, every quarter we have a TDS, like tax deduction at the source, and that is actually submitted to the different department. And every month we have a PFs and other insurance related or any PF related things. Okay, so your HR administrator or the payroll administrator, they have to comply with those requirements. Okay? So for that reason, in UK payroll also they do have some specific periodic activities. So year-end activities and all, they have to submit some report, submit some document to the statutory document to the respective government, the tax authorities and all. So that comes under your periodical activities. Okay. So in this way, you
okay.
can understand as a payroll as a whole. We have basic. These are the four major process, and I can
Mm,
say this is actually L0. L0 means what is an L0 process? That is a baseline process. Okay, and wherever there is a plus button you can see, that means we can further by divide, means further divide in under pre payroll there can be further processes. Okay, so what I will do, I'll not be going each in detail of this, so this in the slides anyway will be I'll be sharing with you. Okay, so you
okay.
understand, so we can in this way you can understand on, suppose I'm going inside pre payroll. Okay, so inside pre
Mm,
payroll means that is an L1 process. So this one will be coming under this. Okay, so this is, as I was mentioning, this is a
mm,
pre-payroll process. So under
okay.
pre-payroll process, again, we have six different sub-processes. Okay. So what are the different
Okay.
sub-processes? Like initiating a payroll period, managing master data for payroll, import external data for payroll, payroll data quality check. Similarly, process core HR data alert. Okay. So again, we have last you will be having, so these are different sub processes, and these are the different steps inside your payroll process, payroll alert and all. So it is not only depending upon your, it is not country agnostic. So like
Mm,
it is not only for UK payroll, for any country payroll you go, you work for any SAP payroll or any other payroll. Okay, so
mm,
these steps remains the same, but inside the steps, those info types, or it can be for UK we have specific info types, for US there are specific info types payroll, for India there is specific set of info type, but there are certain info types which are common to all, like your info type 8, that is for basic pay, info type 14, info type 15, info type 267. So those detail we will go into later on point of time, but from a process understanding you have base, this is a baseline. Okay, so you have to understand
okay.
that these are the different steps you have to take care of it whenever you are running a payroll or you are new to payroll. These things actually you have to follow. So this is the L1 process, that is for pre-payroll. Again,
Mm,
under pre-payroll, there will be, as I was mentioning, there are six different activity sub-processes. Okay. So in this step, I explained one by one. Like the code you can see, like 50, 10, 10. That is the initiate payroll period. What are the different activities it will be performed inside the initiating a payroll period? Okay, so these things will be going into detail. Okay, but for who will be doing that activity, you can see in this pen, like payroll manager will be doing this activity, and certain activities
okay.
to be done. Suppose if it is a master data, then it will be done by the
Mm,
HR administrator and all. Okay, so these
okay.
processes are very simple to understand. This is a task for you, like I'll be giving, like you understand. and you go each and every step, and
Mm.
if you're not able to understand something, anyway, certain terminology I'll be explaining you when I'll be explaining you in the system. Okay, like what is the payroll period? Okay, so these things actually certain basic terminology you have to understand. Okay, but these are not very difficult, very basic thing actually. This is an
Okay.
initial payroll period, how to manage the master data. So you are more expert in this area. So like what are the different your event, sorry, we
Yeah.
call it an event in employee center. We call it actions, different actions and
Action.
action reason in PA, right? Okay, so like
Yeah.
you can see in the left hand, there are different employee event. Employee is terminated, employee is transferred, or employee
Mm.
any personal data is updated. Accordingly, there are different actions, and depending upon your actions, there will be certain info types, or there are different portlets in SuccessFactors Employee Central. We call it
Mm.
portlet. So there are
Yeah.
different portlets you have to update accordingly. You have to data replicate. The data replication will happen. So are you aware of data replication? What is a data replication?
Data transferring from one system to another.
Yeah, you're correct. Okay. So there are different data replication programs available in SuccessFactors. So whenever you are maintaining any data in Employee Central, okay, so that is
Mm.
your if you're working under in a Employee Central environment, so SuccessFactors environment, so your
Mm.
Employee Central is going to be the source record, means that is the single source of truth for any kind of payroll, any data maintenance. So your data will be replicated from your Employee Central to your if you're working in a EC payroll environment, is that in EC payroll? Otherwise, that is your on-premise system. When I say on-premise system, your OMPA and all. Okay, so
Yeah.
those data will be replicated there. But one thing you have to remember: suppose if you're working in a SuccessFactors environment, OMPA must not be integrated. Okay, that is one of the key things, because when the OM is taken care in the SuccessFactors, so you need not integrate that logi or that switch. Okay, so if you have recall
Yeah.
that switch, okay, that should not be maintained. That is a note for you have to take care whenever you are working in a SuccessFactors environment. Okay, so this
Mm.
is the step actually where exactly we maintain different pay master data. So for related to employee, and there are certain master data related to the payroll for payroll specific info types. Okay, that is maintained. Okay, so this is nothing much too difficult to understand. So I'll quickly go through this. The next one is your importing external data. So what do you mean by external data? So like there can be a time related data, right? So like you are
Mm.
having a time another system, say Kronos or Workforce Central or any other time machine you are using, and that is
Mm.
required for your time in and time out data. And accordingly, suppose you are working, say, in a manufacturing setup. Okay, so let's say
Mm.
you are your working hour is fixed, say morning 9 o'clock to evening 5 p.m. Okay,
Mm.
so if the employee is working more than that, say 1 hour or 2 hours beyond 5 p.m., or if there is any clock in and clock out delay, okay, like say there is a you have a set up a tolerance limit, 15 minutes or 50,
Mm.
30 minutes is excused, but beyond
Yeah.
30 minutes there will be a pay cut. Okay, suppose if you are supposed to join your organization at 9 o'clock, but you
Mm.
joined, you however you have entered into the system, into the system, means organization around 9:45, there is a 15 minute of delay, or so accordingly your salary should be deducted. So how this data will be captured in your SAP? Okay, so for that
Okay.
we have different time interface. Okay, so for when I say external data, that is the meaning of an external data. Can be one of the examples of external data. Okay, so in this way
Mm.
there are different types of external data can be possible. It can be time related data or any other entry. Okay, so those data can be also be a import. Okay, so we can, that is an input to your there will be a specific custom program or interface program between that time system to your payroll system, and
Okay.
in that process those data, whatever the time related data, it will be actually it can be imported inside your SAP payroll system. Okay, so you can see there
Mm.
are payroll other data, it will be updated. Okay, that will be once you update inside your import external data, it will go
Mm.
inside your payroll system. The respective info types will be getting updated. Okay, so here in this example there is an violet color, you can see there is something called PCC. PCC, do not worry about it. PCC actually it is a part of your employee central payroll. Okay, that is called your payroll control center. Okay, that is do not worry. So if you're not using PCC, still you have an option in your on-premise payroll. Those respective info types will be getting updated. Okay, so whatever actually most of the customers or most of the students and employees they actually using nowadays employee central payroll. Okay, so these
Yeah.
slides actually, whichever I have prepared, mostly it will be focused on uh, your payroll control center from an EC payroll point of view. But we will not be this payroll control center details. We will not be going a part of this UK payroll system because that's a different course altogether. So that is part of your EC payroll. Okay. So, but from a
Okay.
process point of view, I will just explain what is on these things. I will just give an overview of that. But in this process, you have to understand when I say importing external data, it can be your overtime data, it can be your
Mm,
time in, time out data. Okay, so
mm,
those kind of data will be imported into the payroll system, and accordingly, your system will calculate those overtime or anything related to the payroll. It will calculate, and accordingly, it will update your. It will pay accordingly to the employee. Okay, so that is one
okay.
of the key steps. Okay, so next step is checking the payroll data quality. Okay, so means what is the payroll data quality? So in UK payroll specific, there are certain data points, there are specific info types. Okay, so how whose responsibility to check this data? So mostly the payroll manager before running the payroll. Generally, it happens
Mm,
if you are using EC payroll. Okay, so the main advantage of EC payroll is actually those data quality is ensured. There are different proactive steps. Okay, like data validations and all. Then there are a couple of we call it policies and processes there. Okay, so there are a couple of validations rules you can there are inbuilt means SAP provides those validations rules, and if anything is required you can also write your own validations rules. You can take help from an SAP ABAP consultant. You can write those
mm,
validations rules. So you do not have to wait till month end to run your payroll. Rather, suppose you are what this is a month of say May. Okay, so May 2020, and suppose I am supposed to run my payroll around 25th of May. Okay, so I do not have to wait till 25th of May. In the 1st of
mm,
May itself, in the payroll control center, in the success factor EC payroll dashboard, I'll be payroll control center board. I will be saying there are alerts. Okay, those alert can be configured in EC payroll and all, and you can see for how many people's there are different Fiori uh, tile you can see, and you can see those how many people's bank data is maintained, not maintained. All those alert you can see proactively, so that you do not have to run till 25th of May to run the payroll simulation run. Proactively you can correct those data. Okay, so those options are available in the EC payroll, but it is not available in the on-premise payroll. Okay, so when I say on-premise payroll, it is not connected to your success factor. Okay, EC payroll is not there. So for
okay.
that, you have to every time how we do these things in the on-premise payroll. So in on-premise payroll, we have a lot of reports. Okay, there are standard reports like headcount report. Suppose any
Mm,
people have joined in this organization, how many people, new people joined, whether those master data has been maintained or not. Okay, so all those reports, statutory reports, you can all those standard reports you can download, and that is a long activity when it comes to the payroll. Okay, so that you can go through this, and you can if there is any data discrepancies and all, you can always check those data quality. That is a concept of data quality when it comes to the payroll data quality, and it is irrespective of your any country specific payroll, it remains the same. Okay, but there are certain things for UK payroll. So those payrolls here in this example, I have given garnishment and all. Like, but that is
okay.
mostly applicable for US and Canada and all. But UK it is may not be applicable. Okay, so it's not applicable there. There are certain other
Mm,
data in UK payroll and all. So in this way you can understand this process. So before going to system, it is always
yeah.
better to have a confidence on all this process steps. So I always focus on the process part. Okay.
Yeah.
So next one is assigning payroll alert. So this is actually purely on Employee Central payroll. Okay, but it is not there in your on-premise payroll. We can assign a different alert if there is any alert is there. Okay, so for that reason I just maintain the slides. Okay. Similarly, there are some process core HR data alert. Okay, So mine means whatever I will be teaching is more focused towards, inclined towards EC payroll, because today or tomorrow you'll be working on the EC payroll. Okay, so for that reason
Yeah.
it will be helpful for you.
Okay.
So similarly, process payroll data alert. There are some that is all regarding the L0 process. Whatever L0 process we have discussed. So there are
Hmm.
different steps. Similarly, for L1 process, under L1 process, we have a run payroll. Okay, so run payroll, again there are two types. One is an actual run, another one is an off cycle payroll run. So do you have any idea regarding what is an off cycle payroll run?
No.
Okay. So off-cycle payroll, in a simple language, I will explain. Like suppose apart from your regular payroll run, there are certain payment happens outside your normal payroll cycle, like say reimbursement. Okay. Suppose your organization has a policy like every month, 15th of every month, whatever
Hmm.
people have claimed for that particular month, they will be paid in the particular month of 15th of particular month. Say it can be telephone reimbursement, or it can be medical reimbursement, or it can be any other
Hmm.
reimbursement. Okay. All ad hoc
Okay.
payment, you can say. Okay, so instead of waiting till at the end of the month, you can pay it on a monthly basis, or depending upon some of the organizations, they throughout the month they pay. Okay, for to suppose today you are submitting your documents for reimbursement, within next 7 days they will process it, and they run it
Yeah.
regularly, means every 7 days or 5 days, depending upon your the organization policies. So that is called your off cycle payment. But because why it is called off cycle, because it is not a part of your normal cycle payment. Okay, normal cycle is like monthly. Suppose it is a monthly payroll, that is the
Hmm.
normal cycle. Every month, 25th or 28th or last working day, you are paying. But when I say off cycle payment, means that is not a part of your regular payroll run. Okay? So system SAP provides an transaction code where exactly you can run off cycle for different reasons. Okay, like it can be reimbursement, it can be bonus, or it can be some emergency payment. Okay, for a salary advance. There can be multiple reasons, and that can be highly configurable.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you
It
can use
can
that.
be.
Yeah.
It can be any period, like not only half the month. It can be from any days, like 12 for 20 days or 25 days also.
Yes, exactly. So it is actually date based. So you can set up. Suppose I want to pay Salaza tomorrow. Salaza has some requirement, and she requires some advance pay. Okay, she needs a salary advance. Okay. So what I can do, I can immediately run for you only, for Salaja only. I will run that off cycle payroll for so and so amount. I will pay, and accordingly, whenever it comes to the next payroll run, I can adjust that amount. Okay. So that is not very period specific. You can make it period specific, or it can be ad hoc. Okay. So
Okay.
in on-premise payroll, we do not have a there are differentiated process, but when it comes to employee central payroll, we have two types of off-cycle payment. One is called planned off-cycle. That means it will happen every 7 days, or every 10 days, or every 15 days. Okay, that is planned off-cycle. And there is something called
Hmm.
ad hoc off-cycle. Okay, so ad hoc off-cycle means, as I was mentioning, giving an example of yours. Suppose you require
Hmm.
some emergency case, so you require some amount. Okay, salary is a salary advance. So immediately I
Hmm.
can go to my system and I can run that. Okay, so similar process also is available in your on-premise. You can do it as and when required. That we will be seeing into detail whenever we will be covering off-cycle payroll run part. Okay, so that is a process how to run payroll. So
Hmm.
the very details are there. I'll just suggest to go through each and every. It's very. And also, it is available in SuccessFactor process library. If you see, go to process library, you can download all these things. Okay. So this way
Okay.
you can understand what is a run payroll, what is a run off cycle payroll, how to run off cycle payroll run. These are the very basic thing. So these are actually important from a process understanding point of view, but nothing difficult, nothing from a configuration point of view. These are all front end activities.
Hmm.
Okay, so we will be focusing more on the back end, how these are configured and all. Okay,
Okay.
so this is from a payroll process. So next L1 process is a posting payroll, how payroll posting will be happening. Okay, so how to manage those executing posting, how to finance will be seeing those record. Okay, what are the different
Hmm.
reporting structure available inside your payroll posting, that will be covering in there. Okay, this is more from a finance HR finance integration point of view, but it will be also covered because it is one of the most critical part. Generally people skip it. because it's a little difficult to understand. But I'll be covering all these topics from an HRFI integration point of view, how this payroll posting happens, and there are different terminologies again we'll be finding there. Okay, what is symbolic account? What is a GL? What is a general ledger? The basics, little basics of FICO is also required to understand. We'll be covering there, like how this integration happens, what are the different, what is the expense sheet account, what is the balance account. Okay, all these things we'll be covering in this executing payroll payment for finance posting. We'll be seeing there.
Okay.
Other than that, there are different reportings part, and there are many standard reports available for UK payroll. What are the different third-party remittance? So once your payroll posting is done, how this gets goes to bank? Okay, because then at the end of the day, bank will be paying for that amount, crediting that amount to for employees, right? So how
Yeah.
it goes, how the interface between your finance and bank. Generally, many 90% of the cases people skip this topic. But I will be
Mm.
covering this whenever we will be discussing the finance. What happens after your finance posting is done? Okay, what how the communication happens between your finance and bank, respective bank, and how your exactly bank credit those amount, and what are the different
Mm.
programs available. There are different data medium exchange program available. We call it pre-DME and DME. Okay, so all those details we'll be covering. Okay, so that we'll be seeing in this payroll reporting part, and at the end, last but not different period end activities for
Mm.
any for similarly as I was giving an example, for every year end there will be certain year end activities like a tax adjustment or any statutory payment. Okay, so all those activities you'll be performing. It is not only for UK payroll but any other country's
Mm.
payroll also. There are certain periodic year end activities. Okay, that will be covering. Okay,
Okay.
and this is just overall understanding of your entire payroll processes and all. Other than that, I do have a my already have a my even I did my MBA thesis on payroll. So that if you
Okay.
start searching this, Google it only effectiveness of SAP HR in payroll. Okay, so you can search it in the research gate as well. Okay, that is freely available. You can download it. Okay, so
Okay.
this is my MBA thesis on that. So you can read that for a better understanding of the of your. Hmm. So other than that, next
Mm.
time whenever we'll be seeing like so before we go to the next topic,
Mm.
I'll just have a quick understanding from you, like anything, what are the different areas. So what I understood from your conversation yesterday, like you want more focus on your schema part. Okay, like schema
Yeah.
will be your focus area. Schema we anyway will be discussing into details. Schema, payroll schema and all. Anything
Mm.
else you just I will just highlight so that accordingly I will plan my session. Okay, and let me
PCR.
know schema, PCR. Okay,
Yeah.
anything else that anyway I'll be covering all everything topic what I generally cover for any typical UK or any country specific payroll. So you do not worry
Okay.
about it. But it will be a guided session. When I say guided session, like certain
Mm.
configuration, because it is not possible to cover everything in a 20-hour or 20 to 25-hour sessions. So what I will
Yeah.
do, so mostly certain configurations I will not doing completely. I'll be guiding you, like these are the key steps you have to follow. Then you will be go
Okay.
back, you will be provided the system, the SAP system. Okay, then
Okay.
you have to perform that in your system, and next day you will come back. Like suppose if it takes more time, you can take your time and you can come
Mm.
back. What is the error, if you have received any error during your execution of that step. Okay, in that way actually you will be learning actual run. So it will be not a like I'll be configuring everything and I'll be running this, so not like that. So I'll be
Mm.
definitely running certain configuration. I'll be how guide you, like this is my SPRO node, this is the steps you have to follow, these are the steps you have to
Mm.
perform. Okay, and I'll be guiding you
Okay.
and I'll be providing those materials also, like certain hands-on activities I'll be giving to you, and you will be
Okay.
practicing those. And then that will be actually good learning for means once as soon as you use, I'll be focus more on the hands-on part, not only the theory, because it is easy to understand those theories and all. Even anyone can read it, but the more you practice, the more you will be having a hands-on. Okay, so you'll be able to
Okay.
go, you'll be feeling confident on that. So my session actually mostly focused on the hands-on part. I do not believe in the theories. Theory is important anyway, but to certain
Mm.
extent, like conceptually, you have to understand the statutory law, what are the different statutory, because I'll be taking complete one session for understanding the statutory laws of UK payroll, okay, the tax part and all. So anyway, that will be coming. But what are those respective info types? What are those different configuration related to that? Okay, so that
Mm.
I'll be guiding you, and you will be performing that, and it will be more of an interactive session rather only I speaking and you listening, not like that. So we'll be more focused on the hands-on exercise so that you can learn better and learn retain more. Okay, yes, that is
Okay.
my idea of guiding through. Okay, so before I go to the other thing, just I'll quickly glance through what are the different topics. I'll quickly go take you through the slide, because these slides again I have to update. Okay, because these are
Yeah.
little 3 4 months back slides. So anything is new things can come up. So this basically statutory part or year end part. So those things will
Okay.
be, I'll be updating this anyway. So as I was mentioning, we'll be covering, this is our context actually, like mandatory info types, it will be taking one session for the different info types and all, control record, concept of control record, and payroll core
Mm.
configuration. Okay, I'll be taking another 6 session around for that. Okay, around that. Then writing a PCR, it will be taking a 2 session for that. Then I was mentioning
Okay.
for integration between around HR and finance integration, that will be seeing, and specific to your PCR and schema. Okay, that will be having more hands-on
Mm.
session. Like it will be, I'll be giving different real-time scenarios from my projects, experience, and hands-on case studies and all. That will focus on the
Okay.
8 sessions. So that will be more of interactive sessions where exactly I'll be giving some tasks to you and you have to solve that. And if there is some issue, then we'll be resolving it together. Okay, so that is
Okay.
where we will understand the topic and all. Other than that, so these are the key info types. Anyway, you are understanding. So these slides actually prepared people who have not understood anything about OMPA. So this is easy for you. I'll not be spending much time. Okay, like what is an
Mm.
info type zero, what is an info type one,
Yeah.
info type three. I'll be focusing on that, which are the different, what
Okay.
are the different fields and all. Similarly, there are different, this terminology anyway you'll be finding in help.sap.com. So anyway, I'll be explaining whatever relevant for us. But I'll
Okay.
be focusing more on the, as we have mentioned, in this schemas
Mm.
and part, those part I'll be covering. But this you're already aware of this info types 8, info type 27. Okay, so just
Yeah.
quickly, whenever you're getting time, go through this set of info types. So once you're given the
Mm.
system, or even I'll be providing the access today itself. Once Sanmukha sir has confirmed your presence in the next, so you will be getting, these are the list of info types. So what I will suggest, as soon as you get
Mm.
your system, you hire 5 employees.
Mm.
Okay, you hire minimum 5 employees. You can hire more employees
Okay.
as well, but having all these info types, okay, like info type 0 to 23, and there are certain info
Mm.
types which are specific. I have already star marked. Okay, so these are the
Mm.
specific info types for your UK payroll. Without this, you can't run UK payroll. Okay, so there are key info types which are star marked, like your 65, 69, 70, 71, 77, 80, 82. There are certain info types specific to UK payroll that also you have to maintain. Okay. So this activity, this is a kind of a hands-on assignment for you. You will be, then we'll be starting the remaining topics. Okay. So this is the starting
Okay.
point. Okay. There are certain info types for UK payroll. We call it PYGB. Okay. For that is a code for your, not transaction code, rather payroll code for your UK. They call it Great Britain because UK,
Yeah.
United Kingdom's old name is Great Britain. For that reason,
Mm.
you will be finding most of the document like they are calling it a GB. Okay, like offshore tax
Okay.
GB. Across SAP, they have maintained the same terminology. Okay, do not confuse around that. Similarly, for India, we have straightforward, like they call it PYIM. That is for Indian payroll. Similarly, for US, they use the PYUS. Okay, and for Germany, they have PYDE. Okay. That is for US UK payroll. We have a standardized terminology, GPYZB.
Mm.
So what I will recommend, once you get your system, then you will be
Mm.
having access to your you hire. You know, right, how to hire. I mean, you must be an expert in that area. You don't have to explain. Go to PA40 and you hire an employee, multiple employees, more than
Mm.
5 employees,
Yeah.
and you maintain all
Mm.
this. So all these info types, whatever we have mentioned of your own. so that I do not have to explain. If any issue or challenges you are finding, or you any difficulties in understanding specific to UK
Mm,
payroll input types, okay, then
mm,
I will chip in there. I will go into detail of that particular input type. Otherwise, I will recommend, as you're already 3.5 years experience in on-premise OMPA and Employee Central, I will ensure that you understand these things as well. Okay, so then so that
mm,
we can start the remaining. From there, we'll be starting the different payroll terminologies. Okay, so payroll control
mm,
record, all this. I'll be taking a session for that. Okay. So what are the heart of
okay.
payroll, schemas, and all these details will be going to deep dive. How to configure a waste type, how these things will
Mm,
be permissibility, how to configure those permissibility. Okay, all these
mm.
details will be covering. But I'll be what are the different features available. So you're aware of feature, right? So just can you give me an example of feature in OM or PA?
Actually, for maintaining payroll area ABKRS, we can group it using country grouping. Based on the country, we can group whatever the payroll area we can do.
Correct. So
We
you
can
have
configure.
told a very nice feature. That is one of the key features. ABKRS is one of the key features we use in payroll. Okay, so here I've
Mm,
given an example of LGMST, but there are many features available provided by SAP for defaulting certain
mm,
things, for controlling certain things. Okay, so here in this
mm,
example, you will be seeing for LGMST used for your planned payment specification. Okay, and that is in your country grouping for you can understand for UK payroll, it is a 08. Okay, so what SAP
mm,
does for every country, they have a they call it Molga. For every country, they do have
mm,
a specific code. Okay, for UK payroll, it
mm,
is 08. That is for Great Britain UK payroll.
mm,
Similarly, for US, it is 10. For Canada, it is 07. For India, it is 40. Okay, for Australia, it is
mm,
13. So depending upon that, it is actually controlled. Okay, so in this way, we will see in the upcoming sessions so how these things are there. Just today, actually, I'll be giving an. You are already aware of period parameter. Okay, so how this are
mm,
maintained. If what is the transaction
mm,
code for that, and how you can maintain it in a if you're shadow node also
mm,
how you can maintain that. Okay, so all these things. So
yeah.
wherever you feel like you understand, we can skip that
Mm,
topic quickly. Okay, and if you feel certain, so
mm,
that we can focus more on the this part like your the schemas and all. So we will focus more, dedicate more time there. So you just let me know
okay.
once we get into the system. We will be planning accordingly because certain configurations are really easy, like the period parameter, date modifier. So these are actually one-time configuration. You do not have to change it every time. Okay? These are one during your
Mm,
implementations. If you're working in an
yeah.
implementation project, then it is all
Okay.
one-time activities. You don't, generally do not have to maintain it every time. Okay? So these things we'll be seeing upcoming sessions and all these details we'll be going through. But my focus, as you have already mentioned, we'll be focusing, practicing more your your PCR schemas and all because these are the critical period and people get scared actually. From my experience, also I have seen people get scared when they talk about PCR schemas and during your interviews also. 60 to 70% question they ask on this topic. Okay, so any kind of interview you go for and UK payroll or any other countries payroll, do you know how to configure a customized pay schemas? If you say yes, then they will deep dive into those questions. What are the different functions, operations, what else they will be giving a different scenarios to you. Okay, that we'll be seeing anyway. Other than that, regarding statutory part, I'm taking one session like
Mm,
because it is understand to process of income tax in UK payroll, so that we will relate to it. What is HMRC, that is Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs in UK payroll. Okay, and what is the financial year? So financial year it is very similar to India, like the April to March. Okay, so they follow the same thing. Okay, for personal tax
mm,
purposes they use April 6th and to April 5th. Okay, so these things we'll be seeing into details. Okay, the geography and what are the different slab rate, tax slab rate. Okay, we'll be understanding all this and how to apply a note. Okay, suppose if there is any tax things actually change every time. So this is a slab
mm,
actually last year's slab which I have used whenever I was giving session to my people, my colleagues and other people. So this is the last year's slab. So this slabs gets changed if there is any changes in the SAP provides a SAP note. I'll also explain how to apply a note, SAP note. Generally, it is a basis activity. SAP basis act people they apply those notes. But in some of the
mm,
notes, there are some manual changes. Okay, so those note involve some manual corrections. So how to configure those things? I'll be giving one example. Okay, so in this session, we'll be covering what are the different tables to be updated in your any kind of tax for or income tax related activities that will be covering. Okay, and how it will be reflected in your pay slip. Okay, so that we'll be seeing there, and also I'll be covering how to configure a payslip also. Okay, like generally
Okay.
payslip is configured by SAP ABAP consultant, but
Mm.
that is not very difficult. Even suppose it is required that you have to do your configurations. And there is a HR forms transaction code is available how to configure, because it doesn't involve any coding, right? So for that reason, then
Mm.
functional consultants also can do that. So just it is an alignment or designing aspect, designing things, okay, how to drag and drop all
Okay.
those things. So we'll be covering in one session for specific to targeting for payslip configurations and what are the different how alignment of different. If the client asks some for customization for that payslip, okay,
Mm.
how we'll be covering there. Other than that, there are many vast. Actually, UK payroll also a very vast topic. There are many things are there. So there are
Mm.
different insurance. How to cover those insurance topic we'll be covering there. Okay, so how to configure those national insurance. They call it NI, national insurance. Okay, we will be seeing
Mm.
how these are configured. Okay, how the cost distribution happens in your NI, national insurance. Okay, so that we'll be seeing.
Mm.
And there are specific topic like P45 summary of tax. Okay, how it will be configured. Okay, this is how a typical P45 forms looks like. And there is something called
Mm.
P60. So all these are actually specific targeting for UK specific payroll, UK payroll specific national minimum
Okay.
wages. Okay, so there are certain configuration for that. So we'll be covering all these topics as we move ahead. Okay.
Mm.
So this is all from my side, from a demo understanding point of view. But any point of time, if you feel like if you are not able to catch up or some understand some topic, just let me
Mm.
know. Because generally people say I go a little fast, but
Okay.
I will. You just let me know before we. If you feel like any point of time if you require more understanding of the topic, just feel free anytime to let me know, so we can plan
Okay.
it accordingly. Because ideally it takes to focus it takes 20 to 25 hours, but depending upon your pace, like how you are catching up the things, okay, so we will plan it
Mm.
accordingly. But I'll be focusing, as you have
Okay.
mentioned, clearly mentioned, because it is in one-on-one session, right? Because in general I prefer one-on-one or maximum two people in a particular session,
Mm.
so that we can focus on more on the quality of the your sessions, and also it give more quality time to the students. So for that reason, I prefer this kind of training, so that you're lucky that you're having one-on-one session. So you will be having sessions, and accordingly we'll plan it. Okay, we'll focus more on
Okay.
the hands-on, as I was mentioning. So this is all for
Okay.
today's demonstration. Okay, so we will connect once you confirm when we can start, and we'll accordingly plan it. But I'll prefer the morning time, because to understand this morning around 7:30. Okay, so I will.
Okay.
Because I was saying another students actually say it goes for 8. Today actually it is not there, but another session for US payroll is going on parallelly. So that will be finished
Okay.
at another 4 or 5 days. But I prefer 7. Morning is fine for you, right? Or how is it?
Yeah, it is fine for.
Okay, okay. So better to, because these are all new topics, and the payroll actually is similar to the mathematics. So I prefer you used to in
Yeah.
school days of mathematics. The morning time is better.
Yeah.
So this is the way I prefer morning time only. And because in the
Okay.
night actually you'll not be able to, some of the topics, key topics, people, there's nothing like that. But this is my perspective. Also, you're comfortable with morning, then we'll be plan the sessions accordingly. Shanmukha, Mr.
Okay.
Adit learning team. Accordingly, we'll plan it, and he will be providing the same access. I think we can use for logging in, or if there is any
Okay.
logging in challenges or any other things, so we'll be. He will also will be sharing. He'll be creating a group. In that group, you can post it. You, me, and Shanmukha sir, he will be there. Okay. Accordingly, we can
Okay.
plan it. Okay. So that's all from
Okay.
my side. Anything?
So,
Yeah. Then, yeah.
so duration will be how many days like this course?
Okay, so basically, if it is total 20 to 25 hours maximum, we can complete it, maximum 25 hours. But
Mm.
if you require some additional things, then we can plan it accordingly. And as I was mentioning, I must very much flexible. It's not like after session is completed, no, nothing like that. You can always ping me in WhatsApp if you are facing any challenges after the training is over. Also, even some of the students actually they are following after 1 year also. Like I'm happy to help them. Okay, not a problem. Okay, but
Okay.
it will be planned. If it is a, so we will plan it accordingly. It's not a number of days. Rather, if it is, suppose today we are planning is a long session. So
Mm.
what we will do, we'll be having a 2 hour session. Suppose we have both of us have a time, and we have a two
Yeah.
hour session. We'll be giving a break of 5 minutes in between. Okay. So we can plan it accordingly. It's not like a number of days or not like that. So you dedicatedly study something which is challenging as well as interesting to exciting to understand. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll plan for 20 to 25 hours, which I can foresee, and
Okay.
plan it accordingly. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that's all for my side, and we will see you soon. Okay,
Okay.
okay, bye. Have a good day.
Thanks. Thanks. Bye.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.